Day 2 of the Ferrari Challenge at Indianapolis Motor Speedway got off with a bang, with our Copa Shell category kicking off the race day action. And it was a very busy start where we saw lots of passing fairly early on. Jan Bernier wasting no time to get around Chuck Whittle and eventually making it onto the podium, holding on to that third place for the remainder of the contest. But it was a little bit of luck that favored other drivers in the field, including this moment for Brian Waltersdorf managing to avoid other cars in very near carnage. It was a little bit of contact further back between two of our Ladies' Cup contenders, Bubbles, Jerry Walters, and Melissa Kozira, who wound up eventually finding the grass, losing control of the car, spinning, not taking anyone out, and managing to continue. But for the race winner, it was all about Ray Acosta. For race number 2 of the weekend, a second pole position and a second victory, all he could see were fireworks back in the Copa Shell AM category. Once again, pole position and race win rent the way of Roy Carroll. Roy taking a perfect weekend for Be Safe, and there were smiles all around. In Trofeo Pirelli land, well, everything looked like it was going to be nice and clean off the start as they were 2x2, but you can see the mirrors and the carbon bits flying very early on. We wound up going to a red flag because of this contact between Tony Davis and Brian Cook, and when we got back going once again, single file on the restart with Dylan Medler looking ahead. He would do only that for the remainder of the race, completely unhindered by any other competition. Good racing further back and a very clean move from Cyril Choksi, who has found his footing in the higher class car, Trofeo Pirelli AM, making a nice move around Omar Balkasoon into turn number 1. Later on, though, that we saw Dylan Medler, who had run away from the competition, Matthias Perez-Capank bringing it home second, but Dylan Medler claiming the championship lead on the final round on North American soil going into Italy. And in the AM category, it was all about Dave Musial. The man who drove the number 30 to 2 pole positions also got 2 race wins on the weekend. We still had one more race to go, though, for the 488 category, and it was a very clean start once again, going down into turn 1, or was it? No, little bit of contact between Gary Ott, which ultimately took him out, and Jason McCarthy, who wound up recovering. And then, further around the lap, a mistake from Massimo Perenna, as he managed to get a little bit beyond his own braking into turn 7, opening the door for Logan Broughton. But it didn't take Massimo long to set things right going into turn 1. He managed to hang it out around the outside and reclaim that first place. Massimo winning his 9th race of the year out of 10 competitions. It was further down the field, though, where all eyes were focused as Girtas Venslovas was on it for the Shell Championship. It wasn't meant to be, though, as going into the last lap, only needing to hold position as Massimo Perenna came around to see the checkered flag, Girtas Venslovas made a move that wasn't on, and it ultimately resulted in some serious contact and damage to not only his car, but to a fellow competitor. Girtas Venslovas unable to see the checkered flag, pulling up short on the start-finish line, which meant that Matt Dalton in the orange car on your screen, splitting 2 other competitors, came through to claim the final championship for the 488 class. Many celebrations to be had, and further on, it was time to kiss the bricks. As we so often do in Indianapolis, the winners celebrating in a style that they only can here. Making it onto the podium, we had very happy drivers, but no one more so than our winners.